Hello Virgo, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for Virgo, tuning into Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross watchers are welcome. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. All right, Virgo. The overall energy of your reading is the Page of Swords. Feels like you're learning a new way of being. It feels like you're getting a lot of inspiration. Feels like when I've been in this Page of Swords energy, it's not a lot of as much flow state as learning new lessons, implementing new lessons. So you're going slower. You're taking one step at a time because it's new. Feels like there's a lot of people around you that have a lot to say about your new beginning and the direction you're moving in, how you're moving. Feels like there's a lot of people that have a lot to say about. I don't know why I'm getting that. It feels like it might be undermining your confidence. Feels like that what people are saying to you, it's like they're projecting their fears onto you. They're also addressing fears that you have, but it doesn't feel like it's helpful communication. It feels like you're very focused on this new beginning, on walking a different way, of showing up differently, but it's being made difficult because of a lot of your own self-doubt, your own fears. It's like you're having to face all those fears. Feels like I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, I know it's scary. I know I could fail. I know, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It looks like you're letting go of an old way of being. I really get this leaving a comfort zone, leaving some place where you gave it all you could. Feels like you were not appreciated or valued. Yeah, there's a lack of care for you in the environment that you're leaving. It almost feels like I'm terrified of this new walking in this direction. I'm terrified of who I'm becoming. I don't recognize myself. I don't recognize my environment, but I'm doing it anyway. It feels like, yeah, there's a lot of fears, but there's nothing for me in the environment I'm leaving. So it feels like I'm talking to somebody who's going from that Page of Swords to the Emperor. It's like you are stepping into your own authority, your own seniority, your own leadership. I'm going to lead myself out of this. It's amazing. It feels energetically very powerful. It's a very powerful space to recognize where you are is not for you, and to move into something unknown, to face your fears. It does feel like you are not only learning how to lead yourself, but it feels like you are setting up leadership qualities. Feels like they're have been people in your environment who are bad leaders, and so you've learned a lot from really bad leadership. And so it feels like you're embodying some type of lessons. Wow. Okay, Virgo. The hidden blessings right now is the Three of Swords. So it's a blessing. It feels like whatever betrayal, whatever very painful, what's happened in your environment, to make you realize that you have to leave, that this is not love, that this is not caring, that's a blessing. Whatever has caused you to face your fears is a blessing. Feels like you've been playing small. Feels like you've been in environments, tolerating environments for a long time, carrying the mental, emotional, spiritual, maybe even financial burden of a relationship. Feels like you're leaving behind an environment where people make you responsible for how they feel. So I don't know how that we're each responsible for our emotions, for how we feel, and to make someone else responsible for how you feel feels like maybe how your parents made you responsible for how they feel, and then when you got into a relationship, you also realized that people were making you responsible. This is Six of Cups in reverse. Does feel like a childhood type of wounding where people would tell you what you wanted to hear but not deliver. And so a little delusional. You might have been a little delusional. And it feels like people trained you, kind of behavior modification, by how they withhold their energy from you, and they only are nice to you if you are behaving in a way that they want you to behave. This is very controlling, manipulative. It's not authentic because they don't see you as an individual with your own feelings, your own desires. You are a component in their life, and very greedy. And so it looks like you tried to find happiness and tried to communicate your needs, but it wasn't about being convincing or manipulative or convincing these people to see you, and they never meant to care for you. It was never meant to be. They sold you a delusion. They sold you a mirage. It was never going to be what they said it was going to. They just needed to pull you in and get you emotionally attached enough so you would just keep seeking your happiness, but taking whatever they dished out. So you were never going to get your happiness in this environment. It was never about whatever you thought this was. So the blessing is this falling apart, of you recognizing it is what it is. What you're leaving behind is the Ace of Cups in reverse. What you're leaving behind is this wound that it's your job to fill everyone else's cups. Again, it feels like that comes from childhood, where to stay safe in your environment, you had to parentify. You had to be the parent. How your parents felt about everything was the most important. Your emotions did not matter. This is definitely a mother wound that you're leaving behind. Yeah, you've learned a lot from this mother wound, and it looks like you've had enough. You're wanting to go after your soul fulfillment and find someone who is authentically looking for the same thing, not someone who's trying to sell you on who they are, not someone who's telling you one thing but something they just absolutely cannot deliver. I think now you recognize this. It feels like by getting out of this environment, you're setting yourself up for real love, real care, real authentic relationships where they're interested in the same thing, not saying they're interested in the same thing just to get you hooked in and stuck trying to find success. Wow. It feels like a lot of manipulation. It feels like bait and switch type of energy that you now recognize this type of operation, this type of energy that operates in this very deceptive way, manipulative. Okay, how to get the most of this energy is the King of Cups in reverse. How to get the most of this energy. So the King of Cups in reverse, this feels like someone overwhelmed with emotions. Okay, how to get the most of this energy, Virgo, is realizing who needs you. If someone needs you, then they're really auditioning for a role instead of someone who, it feels like you have completed people emotionally, uplifted people in the past, and there might be this woundedness, like if they need me, if they can't do it on their own, then I can uplift them, I can love them, and so it's coming from a wounded space. It also feels like you might be recognize that role of emotionally immature people who can't deal with their emotions, because that's what you were in the family of origin. It feels like there's a mother wound here, and that you nurtured and cared for and looked after parents and siblings and the people in your environment, that was not reciprocated, that became your job. And so maybe you seek people who are wounded in this way, so you have like job security, so they'll need me. And it feels like not a real great start to a healthy relationship if you are consciously attracting people who need you, who can't do something on their own. Then it kind of feeds into a codependency. Feels like recognizing, allowing people also, so being more head over heart about who you allow in your life. That Ding, ding, ding. Being very aware of who's in your life, of not needing to fill some space, but recognition this person is not who they say they are. Are they telling me what I want to hear? Am I believing what they hear and I'm ignoring what I'm seeing because that's what I need. I need this person to be this illusion, this fantasy, and it feels like being willing to see the reality of the situation instead of needing people to be something for you. There's some woundedness here, a recognition that woundedness has made, unhealed wounds have made you vulnerable in the past, and to now get very clear about what you want and see if what they want. It feels like also being smart, not just telling them everything you want, but taking some time to get to know someone. What is it that you're looking for? And see if that fits into what you want. Not, can I fit into this narrow expectation of what a relationship is. There's something here about really seeing people, really seeing yourself, not creating some type of pie in the sky, but seeing them clearly, talking, communicating, waiting for time to pass to see if they are integrated, if what they say is how they behave. I'm also getting communicating in different settings. Are they the same person when we're one-on-one? Are they the same person when we're with their friends? Are they the same person when they're with my friends? Feels like taking this person through a lot, whoever you're interested in, friends, partnerships of any kind. It feels like a vetting. Just allowing time to pass to see if this person is really who they say they are, or if they are just a projection. If they're just telling you what you want to hear. All right, Virgo, what's supporting you is the King of Wands in reverse. Interesting. Someone who... person feels afraid to make moves, afraid, they lack the courage of their convictions. This feels like someone who talks a good game, but they don't, geez. Yeah, this person is a lot of talk, trying to convince people that they make moves. But I feel like you're recognizing this now. You're recognizing someone who's all talk. Boy, you really are recognizing. It feels like you have really learned how to sit with your emotions, sit with your feelings, so people aren't able to manipulate you through your emotions. And it feels like there's someone who's not who they say they are at all. And I don't feel like you're missing this at all. I feel like you know exactly, you see them. There's this is a lovely opportunity. It feels like you're communicating with someone And you're trying to ascertain, is this person real, or are they just telling me what I want to hear? And it looks like they're telling you what you want to hear. And you're recognizing, oh, this is, so it's working. Discernment. You're able to perceive people and situations as they are instead of delusion. I love that. That is definitely, feels like you're not taking it personally when someone shows up, and it's not like you needed them to be someone. You're just, it feels like you're not taking it so personally. You're just seeing people for who they are. And if they're being deceptive, if this person feels like they're not really willing to put in the work. They're not abundant at all. It feels like red flags everywhere. It's just how I'm seeing it. And it feels like you are perceiving this. You're like, oh yeah, total red flags. And I feel like instead of, oh, bummer, this isn't, there's like, hey, I'm recognizing red flags now. Let's I'm acknowledging it. I'm able to deal with the disappointment that this isn't the right person, the right fit. But that's okay. At least I'm not spending tons of time and energy, years or decades in a relationship that's not going to go somewhere. I'm recognizing pretty quickly that this isn't a fit. And I think that's quite a victory. So, all right, Virgo, what to be mindful of is the Two of Wands in reverse. Time to make some moves. The Two of Wands upright, strategy. You've got the whole world in your hands, but haven't yet taken action, haven't left a comfort zone. And it feels like you're getting ready to leave a comfort zone. Wow. Yeah, with the World card coming out, Virgo. Ending a cycle. Feels like you're ending a lot of cycles. There's a lot of accomplishments that you're working through. A lot of these feel on a personal level. Healing a lot, that mother wound. Healing how people have taken advantage of you in the past. And by healing, it looks like you're changing the game is what I'm hearing. Yeah, wow. Nine of Cups, stepping into a very fulfilling space. It's Eight of Cups. Interesting. I was perceiving this as Nine of Cups. As Eight of Cups, it's hard to walk away from, but it feels like you are walking away from. It's almost like you're walking away from that wounded version of yourself. Walking away from patterns and situations where people have taken advantage of your woundedness. It feels like you are no longer going to carry on that victim storyline. You're walking away from situations. There's a lot of, it's interesting because Two of Wands, it feels like you're getting ready to move out, to move forward. Same with the Page of Swords at the beginning. It's like this new way of beginning. It feels like as you are walking away from and ending something. It feels like very important choice points right now. Feels very powerful, empowering. And as you're learning who and what to invest in and who and what not to invest in. Yeah, you're really ready to make some moves, move out. It feels like, wow, wow, wow. It feels like are, feels like what you're making plans towards are friends to be mindful to create an environment that's filled with people who are your friends, who really are your friends, who really want to celebrate you, moving forward. At the beginning, it feels like there are people in your environment that are just really not helpful with how they're communicating. It feels like recognizing who you receive as friends and who you don't, and that's okay. But just instead of them being a monster, just or bad, just being like, this isn't the best friendship for me right now. It also looks like your work environment is picking up. People want to work with you. There's a lot of energy of, as you move away from what doesn't serve you, there are people who would love to appreciate you, who are waiting to be friends, to be partners. As you learn how to fill your own cup, then you're setting precedents. You're showing that I matter. I take up space. I have needs. You are not centering and saying that these are the only needs, but you're saying, I have needs, I have wants, I have desires, and I would like to enjoy those being fulfilled. And I'm looking for others who I receive their communication as loving. I receive their affection as loving. Feels like by you loving yourself and learning how to fill your own cup, then you're going to recognize very quickly who fills your cup, who adds to, and who depletes you chronically. We all have ups and downs, but people tend to show up in that same space, in the same light. And so it feels like it's getting very easy to recognize when you fill your own cup who has not done that work themselves and want you to fill their cup, and that's not your job. So, all right, I hope that's helpful, Virgo. Thank you so much for all your comments and likes and shares. I'm so grateful to be able to translate for Virgo. I'm just loving this so much, and I'm so glad that you guys are all here. So thank you. Take care.